I'm the reliever, sir.
What's your name, son?
Robert Soames, sir.
Okay, Bob.
Robert. My name is Robert.
Okay, Robert. Who'd you work for before coming here?
Well, I left Hendon last April, and since then I work for the RCS. It was they who recommended me.
They recommended you?
Yes, sir. They said that someone with my capabilities should be working for the flying squad.
They did. Who passed you out of Hendon, Robert?
Superintendent Hamilton, sir.
Bash it up, smash it up, cover it with stickers, vote Tory, that sort of thing.
Yes, sir.
What's this?
It's my lunch, sir.
It's an apple.
I'm a vegetarian.
I want the glove compartment filled with Mars bars, wine gums and jelly babies. And ham sandwiches. The sort that come in cellophane packets. And sausage rolls. But no potato crisps. They interfere with transmission.
Of course not, sir.
And when the lads aren't eating Mars bars, they'll be eating hamburgers, frankfurters and Colonel Sanders fried chicken. You understand? That bloke is as nutty as a fruitcake, George.
Okay, date February 27th, 2012, continuing with the removal of the roof. Yesterday you saw scary stuff. You've seen these staggered joints that we've made here on the A-post now. Reason for that is that we're going to drop the new roof on top. As you know, that'll make a lap joint, so we're happy about that. Bracing still in position and holding out. B-post there, cleaned up and ready as we saw earlier on. Roof now peeled back, ready to remove in sections, so it's easy for me to lift it off because I'm on my own tonight, so I'll be cutting it up in sections. I'm now working on the back of the car, and I'm checking that all the welds on the inside there. Let's get a torch and have a little look what we've been up to. My light's not on, so clean those, taking them welds out. That lifts that bracket off that wheel tub. Whilst I'm not keeping the wheel tubs, I'll be using them for reference, so they're staying in until the new roof's on, then they'll get pulled out. So those brackets are off. I'll work on the other side next and get those off. I've got that one off there. Now, what I'll begin doing is peeling back this quarter. I'm going to make a cut down there and get to this backing plate. I've already cut the roof off, so the roof's actually ready to go now. I can actually lift the roof off if we want. Here's some more welds that have been drilled out and ready to go. Same on that side, leaving the wheel tubs clean. It's actually going to come off in two sections, the roof first, then this parcel subsection next, and then you'll be at the scariest part of the car really, in terms of how far gone it'll look. With no roof and no back end, it isn't going to look like a car anymore, and I know that, and that's the exciting part of it. You know, this is it. Once that roof goes on, once those wheel tubs are back on and that parcel shelf's back attached, you're basically, you're there then. As far as I'm concerned, you're there for the middle of the car. You've got your strength back in the middle of the car. You're talking about a front end and a back end rebuild. Your middle's done. So to me, I'll be quite happy. The back end of it doesn't worry me that much. I've got to make sure that I get everything lined up. The parcel shelf's got to be level. It's got to be true and square. And then we've got to start mocking up the back quarters. We'll potentially be putting the doors on and looking at the general alignment all the way through, starting from the back right the way through the car to the wings at the front. So everything will be going on with tacks until we're happy with the general layout of it. I might have some trouble at the front because my wing rail is distorted, so I need to really work out how I'm going to do that. I'm not quite sure yet, but I don't want the wing to be set out of line and then it's messing up my alignments here. So I think a lot of it's going to guide itself, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, right, you know, the backwater and the two doors are going to be perfectly lined up. Then it's up to the wing to do its own alignment. It'll have to be figured out, because really I think this sets its own level. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens when we get to that stage. For now, I just want to pick everything clean off and get everything out of the way. This roof's scrap. There's no point having it hanging around. It's not going to achieve anything. It doesn't do anything. It's in the way. It's not structural anymore. It's been cut off. The roof's gone. Backwater's gone. So I'm now going to whiz them panels off so we can get better access to the wheel tubs and get them wheel tubs cleaned up. And once all that's cleaned up, we'll have a tidy up. I might remove the boot tub, because what I've also realised is it's easier to get your boot in when your parcel shelf's out. You can get to all the welds really easy. So let's get the parcel shelf out and fit the new boot panel. We've got a new boot panel. We can get that in, and we can do a lot of the work with the parcel shelf and the roof out. We can do a lot of the work. So I think that's a good idea to do, and then drop the roof on top when you've done all the awkward stuff. So that's my plan at the moment. On this day of Feb 2012, we're going to set you up on a tripod now, so you can watch the grand extraction of the roof itself, and watch in horror as the roof peels off, and worry for me, thinking how the hell am I ever going to get this car back into one piece. But that's it. That's the fun. That is the fun. So let's see. Let's go. Okay. Hope you're ready. It's gloves on. It's chop the roof off time. GXL convertible. Are you ready? Let's sit it. Are you ready? Right, we're moving into position. This bad boy is going over the top. Let me move into position now. Looks like it's already started. One more cut. One more cut to do it. Just need the glasses or the face shield. We're locking on. Goodbye, car. Nice knowing you. Everybody's watching horror. Goodbye, car. It's over. Did you like that? Ooh! Bump bump, what does he do to? Bump 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 bump, timber. Oh, the smell of the roof. Quite appropriately made in Britain. I'm just going to check we've got a... You never know with these cameras if you've been shot or not. I think we are. Nothing in the manual could prepare us for this. Now I know what the grab handle. Now I know what those interior grab handles are for. And for taking your roof off. It's Cortina bench press, part 1. Hoist, do those weights. Hoist, do those weights. Hoist, Cortina bench press, part 1. That's it. We're off. The eagle has landed. Woo, woo. That's the end of that. So, as you can see, it's Chopaholics. Chop, chop, chop. Now you can see, start to see this. Actually, this part of the roof wasn't as bad By the way, remind me to save the central spar because that's got the interior light cut out in it, which the other roof won't have. We need to transplant that in. Shouldn't be a big deal. Actually, this part of the roof is probably the better part. It's, I'll show you the bad bit. The inside of this wasn't as bad. It's these roof cutters, as you saw on the other vids. Again, on the other vids, and holes, and then this front leading edge. You knew I always worried about that piece. So it's basically end off. So make sure we don't catch any live cables that are just trailing across the garage. You can cut into them by mistake and this then becomes live. So if you're unlucky, that is. You usually cut through the neutral and the blow the fuse, but so there we have it. Now we'll be making one simple cut straight across the middle to make it more manageable, and then I can take it outside to the scrap. I make one cut straight through the middle, and it makes it more manageable. I'll then take it to the scrap pile. There's nothing like this except the central spar. There's your central spar. There's your interior light there. It's the pre-facelift, pre-facelift, early. Now of course that's going to be glued on. Not sure how strong. Not too bad. See, it's popped there. Right, we've got that off. Got 2 13mm, only 10mm bolts, and we'll have that off. Then we'll slicey straight down the middle into manageable sections. So I shall resume when I've cleaned that up. Alright, that's the roof off, as promised, no problems. Off she goes. So now I'm going to cut this back wing off so I can get to this inner panel here that supports the parcel shelf. I want to be lifting that whole parcel shelf out because that's discarded as well. That leaves you with 50% of the car remaining, which is not bad really. There's not much left of it. Yeah, so we'll get that parcel shelf off, get that wing off, then start cleaning up the area. I'll take the boot out as well, so there'll be no boot on it, no wing, no back parcel shelf. Basically all you're left with is a floor pan really. So let's put the floor pan and all its parts back together. The date's the 29th of Feb 2012. Time just moves fast. Easy to get in, easy to put your feet up, start watching telly and not get out onto your Cortina, but the nights are getting lighter now. The evenings are getting warmer now. Time to dust off the toolkits. Anybody that's not joined in with their restoration, time is running out. The season approaches. What can we do? Let's have a look. Well, yesterday, or was it the day before, you saw us chop that roof, the bad boy pop came off. Now you see that we have these V-shaped areas where the new roof drops in, which gives you your exact height, and I stress exact height because nothing's changed. You then have to make the exact right measurement to get the donor to slot into there. Won't be a problem. You've got a bit of play by just sliding up and down if you needed to, but let's hope we get it bang on the money. When we drop the roof on, we're going to be dropping it on with this part of the roof attached. So tonight, let's take these spot welds off here. We don't actually need to make a neat job of this because this wheel tub's getting scrapped. However, for good practice, we'll take off the welds and lift that off clean, so when the roof lands on, this is clean. We'll then line it up using the tub as the reference point, both sides. Then with the roof in place, I'll take the tub out, the new tub will go in, game on. So that's the score. Alternative plan to that is to remove the parcel shelf and then take the tub off and replace the tub. The only reservation I've got with that is I'll lose possible reference points. Just not sure on the best way forward with that. Play it by ear, I think. So you're going to see me now remove this attachment to the wheel tub. We've already taken that off. we've already taken that inner structure off, so there's only one point holding this side on, because that's off, that cross member. That side needs some spot welds drilling, that curved point. And oh yeah, we've got this bracket down, where are we? Down here. So bottom of that bracket too. So that strut brace on both sides, so we'll take that off. So that is where we're at. Then hopefully tonight I'll be lifting this up. I'll switch back to the tripod so you get the grandstand view, not the camera eye view, or my what's called point of view. Lift that off. That is discarded. Why? Well, we've got the whole assembly on the other car. If there's any good bits on this, I will keep it in case anyone else needs any parts from it. So we'll be stockpiling the scrap panels on the car for about 6 months. They'll be advertised if anyone needs any bits, then probably archived or scrapped, depending. Obviously this panel's gone now because I've chopped it, but it was rotten anyway, and it's the times when anyone would actually need that panel, I just can't see it. However, you might be using it as a repair panel, I'm not sure. For some cars might rot here and they might just want that section, so worth perhaps keeping a few bits. Up the other end of the car there's not a lot going on, and as you know we made a clean job of the floor pan. You've got a solid floor pan always there for us to welcome us. And luckily probably the original cross part of the axle overhead part of the floor pan that goes across the wheel tubs, it's pretty solid, that, so there's nothing to do to that. Underneath it, as you know, there's the axle chassis section, which isn't uncommon to rot even on good quality cars, so that's coming off. There is a school of thought that says, do you do it now whilst you can get to the top of the spot welds? Well, my answer to that is going to be, I'm going to take any awkward spot welds, I'm going to drill out, because if you leave a few in, that's enough to hold it in position. So I'll drill all any awkward spot welds out, and then when I come to do the chassis legs, I'll only have a few spot welds in, and then I can take the chassis legs off. But I'm not doing the chassis legs till the car's back in one solid piece. So there we go with that for now. So I'll switch off, and I'll get the drill set up, and we'll resume filming when these have been popped. There's not point me filming me drilling these off, because you've seen this before on the videos. We're just going to be looking for the indentations for the spot weld. We've got a new spot weld bit. I've switched back to this one for now, which is just the Cobalt spot weld bit. We'll take it out with that. Some of them are going to be taken out with an 8mm Cobalt bit, which is in the drill now, ready to go. That's for ones which doesn't matter if you're blasting away the panel. Example, this wheel tub's been discarded, so you may as well drill straight through it. No need wearing out your spot weld drill bit. So we save that for parts that we need to salvage, like these need to be salvaged, so you'd use careful spot weld drill bits for those, not to damage them. Although actually you can drill straight through these ones too, because the back of the wheel tub's getting scrapped. It's only when you've got the part that you're drilling into needs to be saved and you don't want to drill a hole through it, that's when you'd obviously use that. So, but I think you know that already. It's common knowledge now with this restore that we choose the right bit for the right job. So let's go. The radio's nagging and all, so I'll go and switch that off. Okay, I've taken off all the spot welds now. That's gone quite successful. We drilled through, as you can see, drilled through there, back of that. A few rust spots in made the spot welds difficult to spot. So we spot weld. So we drilled through. I had to chisel lightly there, but it doesn't really matter because everything's getting smashed to bits anyway, isn't it? So anyway, we'll take that off. That's the partial shelf. There's one area to cut through now, just across the wing, straight across there. No parts again to salvage, even the petrol flaps. When you can buy one, there's no point, there really isn't. So there's a little rubber bung which we'll be reusing. A few other parts. I'm not missing some plastic rubber caps off me jacking point thing, and I had some of those on that red cart and left them at the scrapyard. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've done that. Oh no. The top of the jack mount, rubber caps. Now, fiddly bits like that can take you ages to get. Anyway, I'm going to set this up on the tripod so you can watch us lift away and do. We're going to be doing Mark III Cortina rear partial shelf bench presses. I hope you're prepared for that and that you're going to be following the regime in the comfort of your living room. Okay, pause while we reset the camera on the tripod. Alright, the bench press. Okay, there's the shelf off. Nice and clean. There's your tubs, if you know what I mean. Right, so, tubs there, tubs here, tubs everywhere. What about any suggestions on YouTube guys here to help me out here? I'm learning all the time. Should I now take the boot floor out, or what? I'm just fed up with all this rust. Just look at all this rust everywhere. So, the chance to get to the spot well's dead easy, so why not just drop the boot out? There's nothing else holding it in. It's only held in by, what, the edge of that tub there, and maybe a little bit in that corner. There's nothing else holding it off, so drill it straight across there, and there's no back end. It's gone. End of. Rebuild the back end. So I might do that as well. Might just drill all them spot wells off. It's that back. It's already almost gone anyway. So we'll see. We'll have a look now.
That bloke is as nutty as a croquet, George.
Hello. You with us? Me and the blowtorch. We've got a figure. We're going to look at revealing the spot welds that hold the tub on. There's not a lot holding this tub on except that outer, the inner lip. So I'm going to see how many spot welds are on there. Have a little look at it. This way I will need the spot weld drill bit because I don't want to damage the floor edge behind it. So I'll be revealing these spot welds, taking it off. Then I'm going to measure positions on this, and then I'm thinking of putting the tub on now while I've got the chance, while I can get to it and work on it. I know I risk losing some dimensions, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to make some measurements before this comes off. Measurements all over the place. Probably put them on camera and record them on voice camera. You know, just dictate the measurements and write them down as well, and just hope that when I get the new wheel tub on, that it doesn't throw the car out. It's a risk I'm taking. Here we go. Don't do this if your petrol line's still connected. I just like fire really. And those fumes! All the fumes! And that's it. I'll take you in and have a look. Well, you actually can see it quite well from there, can't you? I think you see the spot wells clearly defined there because they've survived underneath the underseal. By drilling those out now with a spot well, we'll reveal the condition of the inner lip, and we'll see if there's any work that needs to be done on that, because obviously easier to do the inner lip and stuff with the power stuff out of the way. So I think really it's got to be the one. The tub's just got to come off. I mean, that's how I feel. Earlier in the videos I was talking about